Because this is back in the days of Vine, and I started watching some of Gabe's Vines just to get a feel, vibe.
Oh, no.
And
And he was like, Jess, get out quick.
no, of course, the beauty of Vine is you have to tell a story, generally a funny, humorous, light story, and you've got 6 seconds to tell it. And I thought that's creativity.
Do you
Thanks,
remember
guys.
your first impression of my parents?
I remember, I think you were like talking on the phone with them, and I didn't see you guys. I just heard your guys' voices. And then when she got off, I was like, oh my gosh, Jess, your parents sound like pirates. Welcome back to the So Far, So Good podcast. I'm Gabriel.
I'm Jess.
And we are blessed to be
In the presence
of our guests. They're your parents. You introduce them.
It's the famous Mum and Dad Bauer. Woo!
Good job, everybody.
Welcome. So these are my parents. They came all the way from Australia.
Just for this podcast.
I have some intros for you. Okay, Dad is the most talented person in any room. He is a memory champ.
What the?
Just go with it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
He's very smart, creative. He's worked in schools for 30 years. Is that correct?
That's correct.
He's a child at heart. He's a board game maker. He is the trombone player in the famous Oven Kid viral video.
The original trombone champ,
The OG,
you could
the
say.
the OT.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. He is a jack of all trades. And then we have Mum. She is the most thoughtful person in any room. She has a passion for helping people. I would say I get my hospitality from her. She loves hosting and gift giving. She has been a manager of stores. She's worked in schools for years and years and years. She even played a trumpet once.
Attempted.
She is a Jill of all trades. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We thought we would start off with a little challenge for you, but I don't even really know what it is. So I have challenged Mum and Dad to come up with a story, I guess.
Yep,
And you just basically need to translate it.
Like Australian slang?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's translate after each line.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think each
Couple of
line
lines.
makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
Are
here
you
we go.
ready?
I'm
Yeah,
excited
ready.
because Mum's going to do some acting.
This is amazing.
Righto, cobber.
Wait, oh, you're doing a scene.
We've written a scene.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I'm like, acting. She's just going to be saying a paragraph. Okay.
Righto, cobber. Are we off?
Yep. We're off like a bucket of prawns in the sun, and you can drive.
Righto would be just like, all right. Kava is bloke, but that's also another word, but like mate.
Mate,
Yeah, okay. Read it back again to me.
Righto, cobber. Are we off?
Yep.
Oh yeah, are we ready to go?
We're off like a bucket of prawns in the sun.
Bucket of prawns in the sun.
Son.
So if you left
Is
a
that like an
bucket of-
actual Australian saying?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they'd be off like they're bad, like they're rotten.
No. Can I guess?
Yeah.
They're ready to be put on the Barbie.
No.
So,
They're off like they're off color because they've been baked in the sun. And
Yeah, they're off. You can't eat them. They're off.
is
Yeah.
it? Oh.
No, but
okay.
But what is? they don't even know.
in this sense, if you say, yeah, we're off like a bucket of prawns in the sun,
Means you're out of the water.
we're going quickly.
Okay.
Think how quickly prawns would go off in the sun.
We're going quickly. Okay.
Okay.
So I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Want to get some macas on the way?
Nah, I'm chockers. I had a big brekkie. I'm as full as a goog.
Okay. Do you want to get McDonald's on the way?
Yep.
Um,
Nah, I'm chockers.
I'm full.
Yep, full.
Yeah.
I had a big brekkie.
I had a big breakfast.
I'm as full as a goog.
I don't know if I've heard
I
that
don't even
word.
know what that is. A goog? Spelling?
G-O-O-G.
Goog.
Yeah, it's certainly not something Gen Y or Gen Z would say anymore. It's an old.
There's not.
Oh, Jess hasn't heard it before.
So I got most of it. Just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
final word.
You're doing well.
You did
Thank
very
you.
well.
I appreciate
Okay,
it.
ready?
Yeah.
Well, I'm famished. I could eat a horse and chase the jockey. Anyway,
Yeah. Sick.
we need to get to...
Oh my gosh.
Okay, all I heard was I could eat a horse and a jockey.
Anyway, we could get some meat for the Barbie.
Okay.
Just read that sentence back to me.
Well, I'm famished. I could eat a horse and chase the jockey.
Yeah, well, I'm starving. I mean, the horse and the jockey's the horse and the It's like I could
Like
eat a
you-
cow.
Or you could eat a lot.
And then anyway,
Yeah.
we need to get some meat for the barbie.
Yeah, we need to get some meat for the barbecue.
That's
Or for
right.
the-
There you go.
Yeah.
And then I'd say to her, yeah, that sounds like an all right piece of okie doke.
Bonza.
That sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. Good.
Yeah. All right, piece of
Bonza.
okey-doke.
And bonza.
All right, then I'm going to say, because Neen's driving at this point, I'm going
Yeah.
to say, I like driving through the bush. Where are we going? Whoop, whoop. This looks like the back of Burke.
No, mate, just a shortcut to the beach. Did you pack your dogs and thongs?
All right, let's unpack this. So
Okay, wait.
I like driving through the bush.
Yeah, like driving through the sticks. Yeah.
Where are we going? Whoop, whoop.
Where we go in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, whoop, whoop is
Yeah.
slang for, and so too is, looks like the back
Back
of
of,
Burke.
yeah, it looks like the middle of nowhere.
And I said, no, mate, just a shortcut to the beach. Did you pack your togs and your thongs?
Togs and thongs.
Togs is your swim trunks,
Yeah.
and then thongs is
Do you
your
remember?
Speedo. No, it's not. It's your flip flops.
Yeah.
And then I say, Struth, I forgot the togs. I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on.
Are you going Troppo?
Are you suddenly English?
What did you say? Are you going Troppo?
Wait. So okay, what did you say?
Struth.
Yeah, it's like, oh dang it,
Yeah, dang. I forgot the togs.
I forgot my swim trunks.
I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I think that's not just solely Australian. That's
It's not a saying we would say here, but it's not
But you
like.
understand it.
But you understand it.
Yeah.
Like you would forget your head if you didn't have it on your
yeah.
head.
There we go.
I think Mum says that all the time.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Say your Troppo line.
Said, are you going Troppo?
Are you going tropo? Are you going nude?
No,
No. Is it tropical? Like it's shortened for tropical?
No.
No. Okay, then I wouldn't know.
just means are you going? Are you mental? Are you?
Are you going crazy?
Are you going crazy?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I have a whinge, mate. No need to chuck a wobbly. I'm just tired as. So let's unpack
Wait,
that.
wait.
Have a whinge, mate.
Whinge is like whining,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, complaining.
So
No need to chuck a wobbly.
that would be like no need to make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
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 No need to have a tantrum.
Yeah.
Tantrum.
Tanty. Yep. And then I
A
finished.
tanty?
Yeah, Tanty.
There's another
No
one.
way. Oh my gosh.
I said I'm just as tired as.
Yeah. I'm just tired. Really
So
tired.
Classic Australian thing is to not finish the metaphor.
The as, yeah.
We call it a truncated metaphor when we're teaching English at school.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I'm as tired as a truncated metaphor.
Yeah.
Dad always said that
I used to say that a lot.
all the time.
So we're in the car and then I say, oi, watch out for that drongo.
And I say, oh, where'd he get his license? A Wheat Bix packet?
Okay, look out for that.
Drongo.
Would be like a drunk driver
It could be.
or just a guy who's driving crazy.
Yeah.
The reason I know that is because of your response would be like, where'd he get his license? A Weet-Bix packet.
Yeah.
That's like, it's just Australian cereal. So it'd be,
Yeah.
I've never heard that, I don't think. A Weet-Bix packet.
Back in the day, Weet-Bix used to release, like collectors' cricket cards and football cards and sometimes little toys. And so you would often say, oh, yeah, I've got to get it out of the Weet-Bix packet.
Oh
And then that became, where'd you get your license? A Weet-Bix packet.
my God.
it's pretty cool.
So I would say to that, yeah, nah. Some people couldn't drive a greasy pole into a mud pit.
Oh my gosh.
My dad taught me that one.
They couldn't even aim to just like put, yeah.
They're bad at driving.
It makes sense.
It's a good visual one.
Yeah.
So you've got a steel pole covered in grease. Some people couldn't even drive that into a pit full of mud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes
my
sense.
dad taught me that one. Yeah, that guy's the Christmas turkey 1 week late.
So he's just so far behind.
He's like a turkey.
Oh my gosh. There's so many of these that I actually haven't heard before. I'm just trying to like translate.
Most of the people watching this won't have heard them either.
Yeah.
Even Australians
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
have heard?
Because sadly they're dying. We're losing the vernacular. We're losing
Yeah.
that great Australian slang. Mm. He must be the world's only living brain donor. That's a great insult.
That's so good. He donated his brain so he doesn't have one.
That's right.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Nearly done.
Did I hear you having a chuck in the middle of the night?
Yeah, I was feeling crook. I was driving the porcelain bus.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, the porcelain bus is the toilet.
I was having a chuck
You
in the middle
threw
of the night.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling crook.
Driving the porcelain bus meaning like you're
Yeah,
holding
hanging
on to
on for dear
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Nearly done.
It's hot as now. I grabbed your sunnies. They're just down there.
Oh, your blood's worth bottling.
Aw, that's
Cute.
cute.
So grabbed your sunnies. I grabbed your sunglasses. They're down there, and then you're worth keeping.
Yep.
Yep.
You're worth keeping.
Want to stop at the servo for a drink?
Yeah, I'm as dry as a bull's bum going up a hill backwards.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I need the loo anyway. My back teeth are swimming.
So let's
Oh my god.
What does that mean?
That means her bladder's so full all the way up to her throat that her back teeth.
So Neen started with stop. Do you want to stop at the servo for a drink?
Yeah, do you want to stop at the gas station?
Gas station,
Yeah.
service. We say service station.
Yeah.
And of course, Aussies reduce everything to 2 syllables, so it's
servo.
servo, Macca's. And I said, yeah, I'm as dry as a bull's bum going up a hill backwards.
I mean, just visual. You're just going up. It's in the sun, in the wind,
Yeah.
getting dry.
That's it.
I need the loo anyway. My back teeth are swimming.
That is so
Loo.
funny. Yeah, your bladder's, Lou's toilet, your bladder's super full that it's all the way up to your throat
Yeah.
and your teeth are in your urine.
Wow.
And then I might finish with, oh, fair crack of the whip. You should have had a leak before you left.
So crack of the whip would be, oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, good job.
Thanks.
You interpreted really well.
Wow,
Thanks,
guys,
guys.
thank you for that performance.
That was beautiful. Well done.
Beautiful.
We are going to do a quick round of who knows me better, parents versus husband. So I just have a couple questions.
Just a few. Are the
So-
answers written down?
Yeah, no, they're not.
Cheat.
Kidding.
Mum and dad are working together. You're working solo.
By myself.
Wow, pressure.
If you guys have a buzzer, feel free to buzz when you know the answer.
That's my buzzer.
Okay.
What's your sound for the buzzer?
Bonk.
Two's close.
That's exactly what I said.
You need-
Bonk.
Bonk.
Honk. Okay. Question 1.
Yep.
If I wasn't doing content creation, what job would I like to have?
Personal assistant.
Okay.
Bonk. TV presenter.
I'm going to give that to both of you.
What?
Yeah, that one didn't have a proper answer. I was just curious what
Oh
you'd
my
say.
gosh. But you say all the time, I wish I could be your personal assistant or a personal assistant.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do I get like 2 points and then
You
get
both,
one?
no, you both get a point. Okay. Who did I fangirl harder over? Justin or Harry?
Honk.
Ooh, Dad?
Well, I would have thought it was Bieber.
I was going to say Bieber too. We both ranked at the same time.
Both wrong.
I was going to say Harry.
Yeah, in the end, it was Harry that won.
So
Because
heart.
she was Mrs. Styles.
I was Mrs. Styles.
Okay.
you did have full cardboard cutouts of
Yeah, that's true.
I think
One Direction.
I fangirled over Harry when I was older, so I was more like in love. Do you know what I mean? It was more of like a serious thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. It was more of like a serious committed relationship
yeah,
with
yeah.
both parties
Yeah,
involved.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I feel like for dinner tonight?
Meh. Pesto chicken.
Pizza.
Just you have to have these answers. You have to. We're taking a
giving it
test
to
with no.
Mom.
And what? What was the actual
Pizza
answer?
sounds good.
What was the actual answer?
I didn't have one.
Jessica. Oh my gosh.
Okay, this-
Okay. Figure out all your answers before we say something.
Okay. What was my favorite childhood TV show?
Honk.
Ah,
Oh, gosh, no. Childhood threw me because I was going to use the M.
yeah, same.
Oh, there was one about a horse club. Teenagers or
Saddle Club.
saddle club. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Oh, I mean, I'm just gonna say monk because that
Sorry, Dad. You would have
said
gotten
it's
it.
childhood.
I know. And I was going to say like That's So Raven or something, but then I thought childhood. I started watching Monk when I was 10 with Mum.
I was going to drop the M.
I know. So
But then when you
Dang.
said childhood, I thought, oh, okay.
I'll
We're
take
talking-
it. Just come on.
okay, this has to be kind of a quick calculation, if you will.
Okay.
Where have I lived the longest?
Meh. Toowoomba. No, Kingaroy. No, Toowoomba.
What's your answer?
Toowoomba.
Do you want to take a guess?
The United States
Kingaroy.
count as a whole thing?
Cha-ching.
Oh. When did you move?
I've lived in Kingaroy. I lived there for 8 years, Toowoomba for 7. Yeah.
Very
I was
close.
wondering. I was like, I think you left when you were 7, but then you went to Brisbane when you were like in 10th grade, so I thought that was like a long period of time.
Okay, last question.
So close. But could you say United States as one?
US was one, yeah.
Just
which
the
has
US?
Been 7 years too.
Which is 7. Yeah, that
Okay.
makes sense.
What was my friendship nickname with my best friend?
I've nearly got it.
With my best friend Jess.
Your best friend nickname?
Yes.
Meh. Ding dong.
What?
Didn't you have like Ding Dong Productions or something like that? Right?
That was Bling Blong.
Bling Blong.
But no. Our best friend, like,
B-Flab.
Wow.
There it is.
and an
Wow.
extra point if you know what it stands for.
Meh.
Best friends for life.
Wait, are we buzzing, or is the buzzers out the window and we just say things?
Give Gabe a go at
Okay,
unpacking it.
go.
Biflab is best friends for life. Oh, no. Best friends. It was for
Yeah, 5 seconds. It's going
best
back
friends
to
for life always.
Mum. Brow, brow.
Ugh.
Best friends for life and beyond.
Chee-chee.
Oh, wow.
I think the parents won. Truly.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for playing that game.
Well, all of your questions
Some
were
of
about
those
your childhood.
or about things that she hadn't even decided yet.
Yeah.
Like, what am I
Just
having?
trying to
what am I
work out
having
our
for-
menu for this evening.
What am I
Yes.
having for dinner?
What does
am I-
everyone feel like?
What am I having for breakfast next
Oh my
Thursday?
gosh.
Okay. We would love to hear about your unique love story. You guys can go back and forth if you want, because it's a very cute movie moment for history.
History?
Yeah. So,
It really was. It was like something scripted. Like you say, it was a movie moment.
so you guys can say each side, I guess.
I'll start with the fact that I had worked for 1 year in Brisbane, and I was to go back to my hometown of Kingaroy to play Christmas carols in the shopping centre, which is something I did at the end of each year. And so I was heading back. I was running late, as I often am, and I was literally running into a shopping centre with a keyboard under one arm and a keyboard amplifier in the other hand, and I'm just running headlong into this shopping centre.
And I come running out of a newsagent's and we collide.
So newsagents would be
A
Paper
a
shop.
newsstand
maybe
store.
a stationery store where they
Yeah.
also
Oh, yeah,
sell
yeah.
newspapers and like
Yeah.
lotto tickets and stuff.
cards,
It's like
books, pens.
Yeah.
it's like a gas station without the gas and without the other things,
Snacks
and
and
it's like
stuff, yeah.
the back side of the counter.
Yeah.
Ish.
Okay. Sure.
There we go.
Okay. And you collided.
And we
Yeah,
collided.
it wasn't one of those movie moments where both people fall backwards, but we certainly bumped, and there were
Caught
apologies. I was, I'm so sorry.
Aww. And Mum?
And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." and as he ran off, I turned to the person I was dragging out of because I was dragging Annette's husband out of the newsagents.
These are friends of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said hello to Russ as, he went on. And I said to Annette and Trevor later, I said, "Who's that guy?"
Oh, so
And-
you knew?
I knew the people
The
that
people-
Neen was
okay.
with, but I didn't know Neen.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
So I would have bundled up my stuff. I would have said sorry, and I would have said, "Oh, g'day, Trev." And
But how well did you know them?
I knew them quite well.
Very well.
And you knew them very well,
Yeah.
but you both had never crossed paths yet.
No, but Dad had not been in Kingaroy for that 12 months.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay, so what happened
Interesting.
next?
So I said to Annette said, "Oh, that's just Russ." And I said, "Well, you need to introduce me."
Just Russ.
It's not just Russ.
And I said to
The
her,
Russ.
"When we go out for our cars tonight, we need to go out past him and you need to introduce me." So that's what we did.
Aw.
So I set my keyboard up. I started playing. I was near a shop entrance where Neen was actually the manager of the store.
Yeah.
And I'm playing my Christmas carols over a period of days. And a couple of times a day, Neen would come out and request a song. Then
a
eventually,
couple times a day.
that would become.
I need you to go to the toilet very often
You did.
because I had to walk past him to go to the toilet.
Oh, my
Oh,
bladder
nice.
again.
And then I knew something was up.
My back
because
teeth are swimming.
Neen started to say, "Can I make you a cup of tea?" "Oh, I love tea. I'd love that. Thank you."
Ooh.
Wow.
I knew I was in then.
Okay.
So late night shopping Thursday night, we both left the shopping centre to our cars, and I was talking to both him and another guy that Russ was with. I said, "Do you want to come up to my place for a cuppa?" And Andrew goes, "Oh no, we've got to go." And Russ, because he was driving, he goes, "Yeah, okay."
So did you both go, or did it end up just being Dad?
No, it was Andrew and Dad.
Aw.
Yeah.
So that was a casual way.
So that's how he found out where I lived.
Nice.
Okay.
And then he knocked on my door a few days later and we just started chatting.
The typical, hey, I was in the neighbourhood.
No way.
That's great.
And were you?
Back when you could do that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to text people first to knock on their door.
Well,
To just
Kingaroy,
show up.
Kingaroy's not a big place, so if you're driving around, you're going to be in someone's neighbourhood at some point.
That's so funny.
Okay, so
And we worked out we were going to the same wedding in January. So Dad asked me to go as his partner to the
Yeah.
wedding
Wow.
because we both didn't have partners. And yeah,
the rest
it
is
started.
history.
The rest is history.
Very
Oh
nice.
my gosh.
And that we went out to the wedding in the January and Dad put his arm around me and that's how it started.
the first move.
The 1st move. And in the May, we had an engagement party and had a surprise wedding.
So we met, were engaged and married within a 6-month period,
Wow.
That's quicker than us.
30 years ago.
That is quicker than us.
Wow. So
And, well, your surprise wedding was your engagement party.
Yes.
Yes.
and
A fun factoid.
And I was not pregnant.
why did you want to do that?
We just wanted to be together straight away, so we didn't want to wait.
And had anyone else, like, how did you even come up with that idea?
Oh, it was Neen's dad actually had the idea in the end and said, look, he saw us sitting down planning the engagement party and then we were projecting ahead, 9 months, 6 months, how long until we would,
Yeah.
then want to marry. He said, look, why don't we cut out a lot of this fuss? Max, that's Neen's dad, is a pretty level-headed, straightforward kind of guy. He said, why don't we cut out a lot of this fuss? You know you're going to marry anyway. Why don't you just get married that night? So
Oh my
wow.
we did.
But did you turn up in a dress or did
I
you leave
did.
and come back?
No, so people were looking for me at the engagement party and Dad was just saying, oh, she's waiting on an international call, which was a little white lie. And he was in jeans. As soon as he got the message that I had arrived, he jumped in behind the stage, chucked on a tux, and then jumped up on...
Chucked it on.
Chucked on a tux.
Chucked it on.
I got up on the stage and started playing the wedding march, and I walked in with pop.
Wow.
Everyone knew.
That's really
And
cool.
was everyone just standing around this
Yeah.
open room? And then
About
And then you just-
150 people.
You just walk through Moses, split the Red Sea.
did you just
Yep.
split the crowd?
Yep.
Let's go.
And everyone was like,
Minister came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful.
how many people knew?
A very few close friends, and the only reason they knew was because they were going to go away and we wanted them to be
immediate
there.
family and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
closest friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
So not
So
many.
of 150 people there, maybe 20 people knew.
Wow.
That's really cool.
And did you know they sang a song together at their wedding?
I did know that.
Go.
no,
And action.
definitely not.
Endless love.
We
Is
want the
that-
musical version of the scene you did before.
Okay, so between when you met and got married, it was 6 months or less.
It was about 6 months.
Did anyone think you were crazy?
Yes.
Really?
You're always going to have people say, should you think about it longer? Should you, get to know each other?
Yeah.
longer? I appreciate why people would say that, because
Yeah.
we all know of people who've rushed into things, businesses, relationships or whatever, without that planning or thinking time. But we knew, and like you both knew.
Yeah. So my question or segue is, did your timeline on your story help us not seem so crazy?
I think so. I think because we both felt like we knew it was the right thing to do, and
Yeah.
after you texted me the day that you guys were having lunch on your first date, saying you were going to marry him, I knew that you felt like I felt when I
Yeah.
met Dad.
Wow.
And we hadn't known Gabe all that long, but we knew him well enough that
Yeah.
we trusted him implicitly.
Thanks, guys.
Do you remember your first impression of him?
Yeah, I remember because you would FaceTime Jess quite often, and I would get a quick
Yeah.
chat or hello, and you were always so pleasant and happy and smiley, and you made my daughter happy. So
Aww.
and we really respected the fact that you called us to ask her just to go out, like to have her as a girlfriend.
Mom and I were talking about that yesterday.
you?
Do you remember doing that?
Vaguely. I feel like I blend both the asking to date and asking to
It was too
propose
you.
in the same
It was
It's
just
the
a
same
couple
like,
weeks
thing
apart.
in my brain.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was two
a
different
couple
calls.
weeks apart.
Just kidding.
But we thought, wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed with with your creativity, because this is back in the days of Vine, and I started watching some of Gabe's Vines just to get a feel, you know,
Oh
vibe.
no! And he was like, "Jess, get out quick."
No, of course, the beauty of Vine is you have to tell a story, generally a funny, humorous, light story, and you've got 6 seconds to tell it. And I
Yeah.
thought that's creativity.
Do you remember
guys.
your first impression of my parents?
Oh, yeah, you guys know this. That this is going to be completely opposite. I remember.
Mom's like, you were just so pleasant.
No. I remember. I think you were like talking on the phone with them, and I didn't see you guys. I just heard your guys' voices, and then when she got off, I was like, "Oh my gosh, Jess, your parents sound like pirates."
That's terrible. I probably
Oh my
used
gosh.
to be fair. My accent probably used to sound like a pirate.
Yeah, your accent used to be way stronger.
Oof. Okay. If you're okay talking about it, I'd like to hear, and I'd like everyone to hear how you got scammed by Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You know, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, we all know and love Facebook Marketplace.
Every Australian's dream.
Dad and Gabe just did a Marketplace pickup.
We did a run like 2 days ago.
Marketplace to pick up, yeah.
I'm normally really careful with anything when it comes to scams.
Yes.
But my niece had done a screenshot and sent me these tickets for sale. And I
For
desperately...
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I wanted to get them for Toby so he could give them to Lydia.
Oh.
And that's all I was thinking about. And Sarah and I were getting our nails done in the nail salon. So I had to work quickly.
Okay, so Toby,
Is my brother.
brother, and his
Lydia,
girlfriend,
His girlfriend.
Lydia.
and then Sarah, who she was with,
My sister.
Yes. Anyway, Emily had sent me this screenshot. You know, they're for sale. And I looked up this person who was selling them, and they had a mutual friend of mine. I
Really?
don't know how that happened. Stop it. It's not funny.
Wait, they only had one friend?
No.
They had one mutual friend.
No, I think there might have been a couple actually, mutual friends. I thought,
okay.
oh, this must be legit. So I was trying to stalk this person, and then I started to I messaged them about the tickets, and it seemed quite genuine. So, and I fell for it,
Nice.
and I paid $600 for some tickets,
For Taylor Swift tickets.
Taylor Swift tickets.
You know what I take from this whole story? Is the friends who accepted the scammer's friend request. That takes me back to high school when you would just accept anyone as a friend just to get your friend
You want
numbers
so
up.
many
You
Facebook
want to have
friends.
over 1,000. That
Well,
was
no,
like
was
the-
it a real
No.
profile?
It was someone had used somebody else's profile.
Oh, someone hacked them.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
Never mind, I take that
Okay.
back.
Okay.
done.
To Taylor Swift, she's a listener
I'm
of
sure.
the podcast.
Yeah, she's tuned in a few times.
Please hook us up with some tickets.
She could just hit us up on Discord because she's part
a
of the
member,
members
yeah.
club. Yeah.
But, I think this will be a good shout out for people just to be really careful on Facebook
Oh my
Marketplace.
gosh.
Which
yes.
you usually are. Like
I'm
you can
normally
usually
very
tell,
careful.
but even if it's a scammed account. So just
Yeah.
okay. This question is for Dad. We have a memory champion in our midst. Everyone.
We do.
So was it 2002?
It'd be embarrassing if I had forgotten. But yes, it was the middle of 2002.
Okay.
The Australian memory champion, not just like a local thing, the entire
The-
country of Australia.
he is the most memorized Australian.
Yes.
So what did you have to do to win, to become the champion? Everything that it took.
Quickly go back 12 months. I had been a teacher for almost 10 years, and something was going wrong with my ability to stay focused and to remember things. And as a piano player, I've never had that issue. I can memorize hundreds of songs. So my mentor, my principal, my boss said to me, "You need to just read some books on how the brain works, and I'm sure you can sort this out." Because I was losing diaries, I was forgetting my keys, putting my wallet down. So there was just something going on. To this day, we don't know what. So I spent 12 months watching every TV show I could on the human brain and on memorization. I read books from the library, and I ordered some things online. Online back then was pretty primitive, but I ordered some things over the internet for what it was back then. There was no Google, it was Alta Vista. So we had to,
Wow.
we had to Alta Vista everything. It doesn't sound as cool as Googling. So I trained, I studied, I made an effort to really improve my memory. And 12 months later, when I was back on Alta Vista again, looking for, ways that I could test or challenge my brain, I found the Australian Memory Championship was coming up in Melbourne. So I entered, flew down, and absolutely blitzed it.
He absolutely crushed it.
That's crazy. Just from 12 months of working on
12
it.
months of solid. I was working on it every morning and night. I was doing little puzzles and challenges and tips and strategies because I was serious. I was concerned something was going wrong with my ability to focus and to memorise, and so I really made a conscious effort to turn that around.
That's crazy.
Mum,
And
do you remember that time of Dad's life?
I do. I remember us putting out a big sign when he come back from the memory championship.
I know.
Do you remember?
I remember that so clearly.
Yeah.
Right at the front of our house.
Yeah.
So you fly down to Melbourne.
Yeah, and in answer to your question about because I didn't forget, in answer to your question about what sort of things that I have to do, there's 10 events. It was over, a couple of days. One of them is the classic party trick for memorisers, a shuffled deck of cards. You've got an allotted time, maybe 5 minutes to memorise as many of those cards in order. So you sit there and you're going Jack of Diamonds, Three of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. And then they take the cards away and you've got to either get another deck in that same order or write them out. And you get points for, your accuracy. And so the events are along those lines. Another one was, here's a list of 200 random words. They're in columns of, let's say, 20. How many of those columns can you memorise? And if you get a spelling wrong, if you say nation when it was national, so even if you get the extensions wrong, that whole column is you've lost.
Wow.
You've lost points on that column. So it's pretty rigorous. It's pretty tough marking, and it's still going, of course, in many countries, the International Memory Championships. But it was literally having to force yourself. Names and Faces is one of my key events. So here are a page of 9 faces that you've never seen before, and they've got a first and last name that has been made up for the event. You start with that page, you turn over, next 9. And if you can do all 99, great, but people generally don't.
Wow.
And then they take that copy away and they give you another copy where the faces are in completely different order. The person who was top of page 1 might be on page 5. And you go, oh yeah, that was Sally. So you write Sally. If you can remember the last name, you write that in as well.
Wow.
So it's events like that.
And did you get all 99?
Oh no, I think I got 82
Wow.
or something in about 15 minutes. So it's literally like being at a party and you're meeting 82 people, and then when they leave 15 minutes later, you're able to say, bye Sally, bye Mike, bye Frank.
Do you
That's
remember your
crazy.
technique to remember them all so quick?
100%. It's never changed in 20 years, and it's what everyone should use. As soon as you see a name or meet a person, you say the name back. Now, in a memory championship, you can't, but you imagine you're saying, Sally, that's Sally, hello Sally, like you're meeting them.
Wow.
So you've got to say that. And then you're looking for anything about that name and about the image of the person that you can link together. So we are talking on a mic right now. If I've met a mic, I imagine that person speaks so quietly they need a mic to be heard. And that's all I need in 15 minutes or 2 hours time, short-term memory. That's all I need to remember Mike. That won't help me in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
I need repetition for that.
But you have to do first and last name.
If you could do last names, you're just getting extra points. You got a point for every first name or every last name. So sometimes I'm just writing Tompkins because I could remember the surname.
Gotcha.
G'day,
Okay.
G'day, Alistair. Friend of mine. But yes, you got a point for whatever name you were remembering.
Yeah.
What about the cards? Tell them how you remember people with the cards.
Yeah, every card. It's easy if you collect Pokemon cards because they've already got an image of a creature.
So you're saying the deck of cards.
A deck of
Yeah,
cards,
yeah.
52 cards, take the jokers out. You make each card remind you of someone you know in your family or someone famous. So my Queen of Hearts is Neen.
Janine.
Wow.
My 2 of Diamonds was our firstborn Sarah, your older sister, because I remember clearly the day she got 2 diamond studs in her ears, so 2 of diamonds. And then you can have fun with it and be a bit obscure. There was a tennis player who was very famous back when I was doing all of this, Leighton Hewitt, and he was just really starting to take off. And I said, well, my 10 of spades will be Leighton Hewitt because tennis paid for his mansion.
Wow.
So the 10 of spades, tennis paid for his sports car.
That's cool.
So it takes a while, but if you can turn every one of those 52 cards into an identity that's to the point where if you look at the card, you go, that's Leighton Hewitt.
Gosh.
But then you have to memorize the order of the people.
That's done with a journey. So the journey method's been around for 2,000 years or more. The Romans, the Greeks, they used it. And it's called the Roman room method or the journey method, which is what I prefer it. Sometimes it's known as the memory palace. Most people's journey starts in a bed. Mm-hmm. So it's not the act of sleeping that's important. It's just the physical, I'm in bed. Mm-hmm. Then I might go to my excuse me. Then I might go to my toilet. I get very emotional when I talk about memory.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dry throat. Yeah. So starting in my bed, I might go to the toilet. It's just the location of the thing, the image of a toilet. Then, of course, I would go and wash my hands. That might be my third location.
Yep.
At the basin. Then I might go to the towel rack and dry my hands. That's a fourth location. Then I might go and get dressed. That might, my cupboard, my closet might be my fifth location. So there's 5. If you can do 50 or 52 in the case of cards, mm-hmm. and people might think, oh, how would I ever get a journey of 52? Well, just have a think about your typical day. You would have 52 locations that you could think of. And as long as it's sequential, as long as it's in order, you turn up, I'm in bed, but there's a tennis racket under my pillow because I've just turned up the Leighton Hewitt card. Mm. So it's important to think of the location first. Now I'm going to the toilet and, it's Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Obscure mm-hmm. card. But so you put each of those card images into those locations.
Wow.
It takes weeks,
if
not months, but when you can do it, it's a great party trick.
So
that's insane.
Would you say the name one would be your number one tip to people? Or in general, is there something, if people are wanting to improve their memory, something really easy that they can incorporate?
Yeah, I'll give you 2 short answers to that. 100% over 20 years, it's always the names and faces that people ask me. They say, please help me. I forget people's names so easily. Can you give me some tips? So people are screaming out for, an ability or strategies mm-hmm. for remembering people's names. And it's one of the easiest, and it's certainly one of the most fun ones to do. It's a very visual strategy. And then I would say if people were just looking for a simple one of the things that was really bugging me in the 12 months before I started my memory training was forgetting to do something. Neen might have said, back in the days of VHS, she might have said, and on your way home from work, can you drop the videos off at the video store?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so I'd put them in the car. End of the day, I'd drive home. Videos are still in the car. So all I needed to do, thanks to Andy Bell, who was the English and world memory champion, this was an Andy Bell tip, as soon as someone says, can you do this thing, or don't forget to do this thing, if you wear a watch, put your watch backwards. So turn it round so that the face is not facing up, but it's facing where the fleshy part of your wrist is. Or any piece of jewellery, if you've got a ring that fits on another finger, take it off and put it on the finger. And every time that thing bugs you, you'll go, oh yeah, I've got to take the videos back.
That's funny. I do that with this ring. When I just did this last week, I needed to remember something, so I just flipped it upside down like that. And it's annoying because it feels different. And then once I was at the place where I needed to do it, I remembered because this was upside down.
I didn't realize you were a memory champ.
Sorry, I'm a genius.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember what you won?
There were memory books signed at the time by the great Tony Bazan, who was one of the world's leading experts. He's been sadly gone several years. His books still sell extremely well. So Tony Bazan, if you want to read some great books. So signed copies of books by Tony Bazan. There was registration into, I think software was just becoming a big thing back then, so we were given, I won free software. I believe there was a cash prize. It wasn't important to me. That's why it's not part of my recollections.
Yeah.
I believe there was cash prize. But there was certainly there was a lovely, and I've still got it, it's in a round gold case. The organiser, Jennifer Goddard, had found this prize, I think, in Scotland, on a trip to Scotland from memory.
Okay.
And she looked at it and thought, this is a great prize, and it really is. It's a deck of cards, but they're circular, and they're in a gold case that looks like an old watch, an old gentleman's watch. But when you flip it open, there's it's a silver and gold case, and there's a deck of round cards in there, and it was engraved. So that's
really cool.
That was a really lovely prize.
My last question is, what does it feel like being a grandparent? And does she feel like your baby as a grandparent?
It's the best feeling in the world.
Mum's so sweet.
I just adore her so much.
But like literally, since she's from me and I'm from you, does she feel like she's
There's
yours?
definitely a connection, but not mine. But yeah, there's a real closeness.
Interesting.
That's really sweet.
I don't know. I just feel like, one day if our kids have kids, it's like, especially if she looks like how I looked like when I was little or something like that, I feel like it would just feel like your baby.
To me, she feels very much part of my DNA.
Yeah.
Well, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Aww.
Yeah, she's an angel.
Well, we are going to do some members cues over on the members
We are.
episode. Thank you guys for being on the pod.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
And
Good day, mate.
No worries, mate.
yeah.
Truth.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, biggies.
Cheers.
Cheers, Copper.
Good thing we're gonna go to members. We can take a pause because my back teeth are swimming. I was gonna say my molars. I'm like, no, that's not it.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We love you guys, and let's do
Do life together.
Bye.
Later.